Sorry, SNA fans, back here with another video on the second clip. And yeah, like I said, like on this video about, on this report about Randy Orton on the interview on the bump, I would say I would agree with Randy Orton. Like, yeah, I'll say he, it seemed he did have a lot of fun. Seeing the smirk on his face, the smile on his face, like with him getting the biggest ovation he had yet in WWE, along with CM Punk afterwards after the show, which they were very excited to see both of them at the Allstate Arena, with everybody expected Orton to be there, which either whether they expected him or not, like they knew he was going to be Cody's team, and they gave him the loudest cheers in all of WWE, along with CM Punk. It looks like no way to step anybody's toes, and they all had fun. And this was a very great moment. I'll say this was perhaps one of the greatest pay-per-views in 2023. Like next to WrestleMania, next to I believe SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Elimination Chambers, Night of Champions, and even Backlash, and this goes on and on. I'll say half of the pay-per-views out of those list, like from 2023, those were the greatest pay-per-views. And I'll say I think I even gave it a 5-star review on my WWE Survivor Series review video. But yeah, let me know in the comments below about that night, and do you think that WWE hit it out of the park with that home run, with having those successful returns, big returns like with Randy Orton and CM Punk on that night? Let me know in the comments down below. Which even though Randy Orton was very happy, like Seth Rollins was the complete opposite when he learned that CM Punk was going to return on that exact night, and he nearly got physical with CM Punk sarcastically waved at him and started smiling at him like, "Hey, Seth, like long time no see." And do you think Randy Orton's going to be the one that's going to dethrone the Tribal Chief, or do you think he's going to be his best friend, the American Nightmare, or do you think he's going to be Roman's cousin, The Rock? Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Let's go to the next news, which is Jon Moxley opens up about having an epic epiphany at AEW World's End, at AEW at the end of 2023. Jon Moxley reflects on his hard year during a recent interview with comicbook.com. Christian Hoffer. Jon Moxley opened up about some of the mental struggles when he continued to work through in 2023. And he said, yeah, 2023 was actually very tough. Moxley said, it's been a tough couple of years, actually. I went to rehab a couple of years ago, and there's a lot of more to that than what they tell you. The reality of actual stopping doing coke or going to rehab, or stop drinking or whatever, not drinking, that's easy said. That's easy to disagree. It's only one thing you got to do, just not drink. And then Jon Moxley also said, something just hit me. Jon Moxley went on to explain that he worked to get things back in normal. However, he has found it challenging trying to figure out what that normal looks like for him. But towards the end of the year, around the time the AEW Continental Classic started, Moxley switched his medications and had a, em- a, epi, a, ep, a, epiphem, epiphem, epiphemy, and he said this: I got sorted out with doctors and stuff right around December, which which was right around when the Continental Classic was uh starting. Moxley said, I was having kind of a bad time the first couple of weeks in there, but things kind of switched, especially once I stopped taking this medications. Excuse me for a second. Okay, SNA back here, and he's like, I was having kind of a bad time. No, I just said it. And make I just kind of had a, I don't know what to call it, sort of an epiphany or a splash of cold water in the face. Something just hit me. Like, I don't know. Maybe I was just accepting of getting punched in the face by circumstances in the face. No, over and over. Well, I was reading, repeating myself. But anyways, over and over, Moxley added, like, eventually guys just got tired and they just get used to being on the bottom. They stop even trying to get up at some point. I I think I just got used to taking abuse from circumstances, and then I he said I kind of woke up like out of it, and I was like, what the, get your act together, and and that flipped the switch in me. So the second half of that whole tournament was a whole different story, John Moxley explained. And what's your thoughts on John Moxley's struggles at the end of 2023? Even though he looked successfully great in the end of the year by being undefeated, like with 5 out of 6 of winning into the tournament until like he got to the finals, and then he faced Eddie Kingston for the Continental Crown Championship, which Eddie Kingston won. But despite all that, it looks like he had a good year. But I didn't know he was struggling like outside of at the end of 2023 with his drinking habits and his and with alcohol and stuff. Like I don't know, like he was continuing his rehab and stuff at this time. Like, but it's not but it's not in the full time base, of course. Like, but hopefully he's doing all right, and hopefully he's getting better in 2024, and he can continue to kill it at this time, in this year, in the beginning of 2024, and even get back into the AEW championship spot, which I'm not saying that he should automatically get the opportunity, let alone winning the title right away. But I'm saying, like, whenever that time comes, hopefully we get matches. He get to be in the dream match with Samoa Joe, which I think they only wrestled once when they were in WWE, like at a randomest episode of Monday Night Raw in 2017. But yeah, again, what's your thoughts on this? What about this confession from the former AEW and WWE champion? Let me know in the comments down below. And we're gonna end today's wrestling news video with some SmackDown news. I think it's a SmackDown prelim preliminary viewers increased on January 19th. Demo drops.
200. Have a rent is $550.
WWE SmackDown's preliminary viewership increased on January 19th, according to Programming Insider. Like 2.3 million viewers watched the show on Friday night, and it drew a 0.57 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic. The preliminary, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, preliminary viewership is up from last week's episode when 2.2 million viewers turned in. The demo dropped from last week's episode, which drew a 0.60 rating in the same demographic. But what's your thoughts on this statistic from WWE SmackDown, like from the comparisons from this week and last week's, the differences, which I believe I'll say it's not increasing that much, but I think it is getting more and more better. Like that's because they're making SmackDown more storytelling, like they're doing with Monday Night Raw. It's not as good as Monday Night Raw, but at the same time, I believe it's still doing very well, and they could. And they continue to to make it more and more interesting. Or see what's going to happen next Saturday at the Royal Rumble. Your thoughts on what's going to happen next on Friday? Which we had a contract signing segment yesterday, which I reviewed it. Contract signing segment. We had Tyler Bate and the returning name of Pete Dunne, which now he's not. Now he's no longer Butch, taking on Pretty Deadly. And we also had women's tag team action with Katana Chance and Kaden Carter defended their titles against Albert Fire and Isla Dawn. We also had LA Knight against AJ Styles, which that ended in a controversial finish with Solo Sikoa attacking both LA Knight and AJ Styles. And he also called out Randy Orton for their match, but Randy Orton defeated him with Jimmy Uso's distraction turned into a blessing in disguise for Orton. With LA Knight coming out there, LA Knight came out there for the save to prevent Jimmy Uso trying to distract the Viper. This is where AJ Styles helped him out, but only for just because he also has some unfinished business, and he attacked his brother Solo Sikoa attacked him, so he got some sort of revenge from beating him up. But LA Knight and AJ Styles got into a fight. Randy Orton with RKO to Solo Sikoa, but Roman Reigns came out there afterwards. He tried to go. He hit him with a Superman punch. This is where he finally signed the contract. Tried to go for a spear. Randy Orton RKO's him. Yeah, like I already said on the review. Even though I said it more better this time, but yeah. But what's your thoughts on these? There's ratings review. There's review. Oh yeah, and also the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley send a message to Cross and the AOP, which vice versa with AOP and Karrion Kross, where it's in a message respectively, like of them calling them out for a face-to-face segment, or face-to-face confrontation, I should say. The best way to describe the situation of this feud in the 6-man tag team rivalry, that kind of scenario. But yeah, let me know in the comments below on how SmackDown did with these viewership numbers. And do you think it's gonna grow or is it gonna go back down? But yeah, either way, I'm gonna let you guys to to predict in the comments. And yes, sir, ma'am, that was the end of today's wrestling news video from Wrestle Zone on the Wrestle Zone article. And which one was your favorite out of this list? Also, let me know about that down below. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button. If you want to read more news, what if they're new or old, on the wrestling news site, make sure to go to WrestleZone article along with Sportskeeda, Wrestling Inc., Wrestle Talk, Fightful, and even what's the other one I didn't say? Ringside News, Sportskeeda, Wrestle Talk, Wrestling Inc., Fightful, that's what it was, along with Wrestle Zone, which we were talking about the wrestling news. And also, yeah, and if you're enjoying this, join the series of the wrestling news and wrestling reviews videos, make sure to click on the subscribe button and click the bell notification icon beside it, so you won't be so you can be the first one and you won't miss the upload of my latest video that I would do, like I usually would do. And I'm trying to work on making making another wrestling, not wrestling, a non-wrestling, working on another content which will be non-wrestling related, wherever it may be, whether if it's with another sport or something kind of educational or even entertainment, like whether if it's movies, animation, or even anime, like whatever that may be a topic to talk about, and what's going to be coming up soon, like whether it's new or wherever we talk about that's old, like from previous producers and creators of the series or movies, or like TV series or TV anime series or cartoon series or even movies or whatever it may be. That could be the topic. We could just talk about it right here on the SNA podcast. And even something that's kind of educational, which I'm working on with my uncle, like about solar panels and electrical cars, which that'll be later on, like in the year, I hope, hopefully this year. But we're gonna work on some things, and we're trying to make this future project happen in reality. Yeah. But again, yeah, thank you guys for watching until the very end. And hopefully y'all have a great Saturday. And I'll see you all later on, like for later on tonight for my AEW Collision review. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, is out of here. Bye-bye, my SNA fans.